Hey everyone, I am Susan Erwin Prowse. I am a singing piano entertainer, and my husband and I have a duo show right here at the Red Piano in Santa Barbara. We also perform all over the world. We don't just do solo piano bars, we also do our shows in a casino. We have a residency in a casino where we do our duo show with the drum machine, and I want to show you guys how we use the drum machine, why we love the Alesis SR18. In our duo show, my husband is next to me. He sings and plays his guitar and sometimes pulls the fiddle out, and we'll play and feature him on the fiddle. But I am singing and playing the piano. And as a duo, we really want to sound like a full band the best we can. And I went for many years without using a drum machine, but I want to hopefully tell you guys on why it's awesome. It helps us sound like a full band, and really is a wonderful instrument to work throughout a night. We literally don't have a set list. We just shoot from the hip. We're constantly changing, taking requests. So let's jump into this machine, the Alesis SR18. All right, so here it is. Now I will show you guys. This has been used a lot, so some of the keys are worn off. But here it is. It's sitting on my piano. I want to give you real quick. I just literally have a little phone holder that I prop it up on so I can see the screen. That is one thing I will recommend. If it were to be laying down, it'd be hard for me to see the beat, so I can see it easily while I'm playing. Turn that on. Now it's got it's got the power in, and then we just put a 1/4 inch into the main left. That's all you have to do. Now you're going to put that obviously into your mixer. First thing you want to do when you turn this machine on, you'll see a few things. It's going to be Rock 100A. What that means is that's the name of the pattern. That's the number of the pattern, and I'll go into more about what your screen is going to show you, but I need you guys to do this. You're going to hold down the mute button and hit bass and percussion. What that does, and you'll see percussion and bass flashing, that just means that those patches or those tracks within the machine are now muted. Why do you want to do that? You don't want a bass pattern that's specific to a key and a pattern to be playing while you're using this machine for multiple songs. It will never match up to what you're playing. And we found that this percussion is just a little bit distracting. We really just want to use this drum pattern that you're going to hear for all of these beats that are pre-programmed into the machine. Now, the machine comes with patterns all the way up to, if I scroll through here, I'm going to go all the way up to 99. So 00 through 99, that would be 100 total patterns on preset. You see that says preset, that's just what it will be on when you turn the machine on. If I were to hit user, on user it starts with this world 2 pattern on 00, and we'll go up to, I believe, 75 that's already been programmed in there. It's going to leave 25 total blank spaces for you to program, and we'll go over that here in a minute. So let's hear the machine. Now, like I said, you're going to start preset 00, Rock 1 is what it's going to be turned on to. Once again, make sure you've muted bass and percussion, and now you're ready to hear the machine. Now, I'm going to let you hear what 00 sounds like. Now, if you see there's A, it starts on the A pattern. If I were to click over to B, well, first of all, let's look here. It's going through a 16-beat pattern. Starts over at 1 through 16, okay? So if I were to hit B in the middle of that, it's going to roll over to the B sound when it hits the top of the 1. So that's just a basic. Now, if you want to fill, if I want to fill into, I hit fill, now the A is going to fill into B. One more thing, if I want to fill into the same pattern, so say I want to fill into the A. I'm going to wait until it gets through the 16. Now I'm going to hit fill A. That means it's going to fill back to A. It did not roll over to B there. The other thing you need to see is the tempo. Here's your tempo. This is important. Right now, this Rock 1 beat starts at 130. So you're going to need to tap your tempo in with this button here. Now it's worn out because I've used it a lot, but this should say tap tempo. So let's look here. See, this is already telling me that's 130. It's blinking at 130. So don't really worry about that really so much as like if you're tapping in the song, I'm going to show you how I actually know what to tap in. But see, it's following. My accuracy is a little off, but I'm tapping around a 101. If I hit go, now say I tapped it in too fast or too slow, I can hold this down with my thumb and dial it up or down. While my left hand is playing the bass riff or my guitar player is already playing, I can roll it in up or down to get to the right BPM. All right, so now I'm just going to start playing a song for you guys. Now, I know I want to go to this pattern 12. I'll talk to you guys about it all of the different types of patterns, but I know 12 is about the song that I'm about to play. And I'm just going to start rocking my groove. Now it's already at 170. I'm going to tap. I'm tapping. I guess I'm grooving at about a 145. Let's go ahead and hit play. There we go. Now I'm off to the races, right? Now let's say my races were too fast and I want to bring it down. And I just want to dial it down. Like I said, I'm holding that thumb and rolling it up or down. I don't have to stop the machine to get to where I needed it to be. Many times I use this because I didn't tap it exactly where it needed to be. So there you go. Now you see me play and stop. And then, like I said, you've got your A, B, and fill. You watch me using my little finger, right? There are pedals that you can get for start, stop, and fill. And we will be adding that to our show. But just so you know, for years, I've just used my little finger here. I do have colleagues that really swear by the pedals. And so with the right pedal system, we'll share with you guys in the links below a great pedal option for this machine. We do a mix of country, rock, oldies, blues, pop, any decade. We know over 2,000 songs. And I will tell you guys, this machine, for many years, like I said, I used the onboard preset patterns to get 98% of those songs taken care of with the drum machine. Your next question is inevitably going to be, all right, what patterns go with the songs that I want to play? We have created a free resource for you to get started. It's like we'll go through many songs that go with the different patterns, but right now I'm going to show you 4 or 5 maybe to show you how I dial it in, get to the pattern, start the song, and what it sounds like in different types of beats. All right, I'm going to do Hit the Road Jack. Now, this is an example of I'm not going to start it and tap it in. I guess I could if I wanted to. But if I didn't want to groove before I started it, I could kind of sing in my head, hit the road, Jack, hit the road, Jack, don't you come back. That's a way for me to kind of in my head before anybody hears me tap it in, right? So let's say I did that and I'm going to 1, 2, ready, hit the road. Now I'm just grooving, right? I haven't started singing yet. Say that's too fast, which I think it is. Dial it down like I showed you guys. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no. All right, that's a good, 01 is a good one swing. I like 01 because it's not too loud. It's a very tasteful swing beat. All right, I'm going to just scroll it to 02, or if I wanted to get to 02 quickly, I would just type it in. Now this beat I know because I've used it. I like to start out on B. We'll talk about that later. I've got your cheat sheet later, but B, let's just listen to 2 real quick. On A setting, now I'm going to actually speed it up to about 120 for the song I'm about to do. I know that because I know the song. Okay, A is a nice, tasteful, like intro kind of beat, but B sounds like this. That's the song, that's the pattern that I use typically. So that would be like this one here. I love pattern 15. When you go to pattern 15, and by the way, these names they've given them, I really don't even pay attention to that. It might help you when you're just like dialing through. Let's say, like if I dial back and I see one that says beatbox, or sometimes the names help you know what it is when you're getting started on the machine. But at this point, I've just memorized what beats go with what kinds of songs. So on 15, let's listen to 15 real quick. It's just a good basic beat, and it's light. It's great for early in the night before you go into big rock and roll sound. If I could feel it, I filled into the B. So those are the 2 options, right? Now if I hit fill again, it's going to fill back into the A. So a good example of this would be, let's say Stand By Me, all right? I'm going to just tap it in real quick. When the night has come. 1, 2, 3. There we go. If I wanted to roll it in, here we go. We're going to roll it. There you go. When the night has come. All right, 18. I like 18 because it is a great 80s rock and roll. It works honestly for just about any decade, but you'll hear I like. All right, so this is an example of, don't judge my left hand on rock and roll. Jesse's Girl would be good. This is Living on a Prayer. We do Taking Care of Business with this one. This would also go well for Mustang Sally. I mean, we do tons of songs with this one, 18. All right, now I'm going to go to 24. 24, I would say, is probably, I feel like before I started really branching out, 24 got most all straight rock and roll beats and some country songs taken care of. I'm just going to give you, I do Brown Eyed Girl at about 140. So if we started it, and Cliff would kick it off, but let's just do it. Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came to see. Now, if I wanted to let it roll back into the A pattern, it would sound like this. Now, I want to tell you guys, this is a great example. If I use the fill button on this pattern, I find that it's very distracting. You didn't hear it there, but let me let you hear the fill when it goes back to A. It's not that terrible, but I think it's on this one that it's just a little too much for me on my taste, so I typically don't use the fill. Two more. Let's go to country beats. 81. I like this one. Let's just hit it. It starts out at 224. All right, so we do country roads at this one. And now I don't ever use B on 81. I just like it to sit right there on A. Country road, take me home to the place. You got the idea there. Cliff wanted me to bring this up. This tempo, look how fast it's flashing. That means if I were to want to tap in my tempo and I was thinking country roads and I went country roads, that would be half time. So I'd have to be country roads, take me home, see, to the place. Let's say if it went country roads, take me home, see, that's why this is important. So you can see how quickly the tempo is the tap is. All right, let's have some fun and go tongue-in-cheek. Hip-hop beat, I like to use this one for, well, Cliff uses it on Walker Hayes when we kick in, but let's say it's shoot, shoot-be-doo, shoot-be-doo, shoot-be-doo-be-doo-be-doo, shoot-be-doo, shoot-be-doo. All right, here I go, here I go, here I go. Again, girls, what's my weakness? Great for like rap, hip-hop, that kind of stuff, and that's my go-to hip-hop beat. All right, 09 is my techno beat, right? So this one I do Dancing Queen, I do Uptown Funk on it, I do some Michael Jackson. I find that this is a great one to kind of bring in that energy of a nightclub, a dance club. It works well for those type of songs. So I'm just gonna let's do Uptown Funk. Now, Uptown Funk sits around 114. I've learned I used to play way too fast, so. Idea, but now I also will use that other pattern. Listen to this when it rolls in. That's great for when you're wanting to bring that next level energy of the song, go to the chorus, and maybe you want, when you're ready for that to be over and come back into the verse, go back to A, and then it kind of brings it back. Whatever song you want to go, and you could do a medley of dance songs, and then like say I want to go to a new song, I don't want to stop the momentum, I'm thinking like a DJ, and I want to go to another song, and maybe I'm going to bring it up and then roll it into maybe, and I would never use, actually I could do this, but I could go. I mean, I usually don't do that, but if I wanted to just throw it in as a medley because I got the crowd going and I'm like, man, I want to just rock a little journey over this beat, I could do that. That is the Alesis SR18 Quick Start. Cliff's going to go over how to program it and do a little extra, but literally this machine, guys, you can fit this in your suitcase. It sounds tastefully like a drummer if you use it correctly. For the price point and all, I love it. Love, love, love the Alesis SR18. Cliff is going to take you from here.
Hey, I'm Cliff, and so I'm going to show you why I wanted to program some beats. Obviously, I'm a drummer. And so when I heard Susan like using some beats, I'm like, oh, why are you using that beat? That doesn't go with it. That's not the right beat. And she's like, well, show me what to do or make some for me. So I'm going to show you how to go into the programming of these. Okay, so we're still on preset, and remember we cannot change any of the preset beats. So what I'm going to do is go to this preset user button, and I'm going to change it to user. Now, you see it doesn't change from what patch you are on, so it's still on 09. So the pattern is 09. So like we had talked about, it comes with 74. It actually stops at 75 and gives you empty patches to work with. But I've already created some, so I'm going to scroll up, and you can also use your numbers, but I'm just going to scroll here. And see, I've actually already reprogrammed some of the other beats. So I've got Crazy Train, Smooth, Santana, just a straight shuffle beat that we use sometimes, Billie Jean. Let's just let you listen to this right here. So it's a good just dance feel, and it's more accurate, and it's not just a some weird straight beat, because there's very specific to those songs. Now, if you have any interest in getting these beats that I've programmed, I am working on a way to be able to put them in a file for you guys to access. So if you would be interested in that, leave that in the comments below. So I'm going to show you guys a couple more beats, probably more than a couple, that I've created. So there are some beats that are very specific to the song. So Callin' Baton Rouge, this is what this one stands for. And when we do that, it actually goes from a halftime to a double time beat. And so we needed one that on the A pattern we can see, and it's saved to the tempo that we do it. So when I save it, it will save to whatever tempo I created the beat at. So if I do my A beat, so that's my halftime, but it goes into double time in the chorus. So I can go to B, and now it goes to our double time. So we use that on Callin' Baton Rouge. All right, so my next one, we used to get this request a lot. It hasn't come up quite as much, but we definitely need its own beat for this. If you know My Hero by the Foo Fighters, it's a very specific drum beat. So let's go to A and listen to that. All right, and then our B. Who's my hero? Watch him as he goes. So that's a very specific drum beat. Let me go ahead to the next one. This is actually one of our original songs, Fiddle and Keys. Okay, we see, watch, it says empty pattern because I have created a beat for Cupid Shuffle on A, but I didn't have any B pattern, so it still says empty.
Tell them why they can't see that.
And yeah, our screen, I'm not sure what happened to it, so there is a little bit of a digital blank space. Blank Space by Taylor Swift. So we've got a Cupid Shuffle beat. So we've used that several times in our show. Kryptonite has a very specific drum pattern. Use Me, that Bill Withers tune. All of these are ones come together. We use this one. Yeah, right. Don't pay attention to that. I'm just trying to get it in there. All right. So let you listen to a little bit of that, and then we come off that top, come up slow. So when you go into down, 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 over me, down, down. So it works perfectly. It's a lot better than just having a straight beat all the way through, and the crowd will respond a lot better when they hear those specific drum beats. Girl on Fire, Cha Cha. So I'm just going to scroll through. There's a bunch that I've created, and once again, you can create and reprogram on any of these that you see here in user. Okay, so you guys can see that this patch on 72A says empty. Now, it would not say empty when you get this machine because it would have had a pre-programmed user beat. But I've created an empty patch. That way, it will look like this when you go from 75 all the way up to 99. So on empty right now, it has nothing. So I'm going to show you how to create a beat in here. All right, so first thing I want to do is I want to select my drum set. So there's a little thing that says drum set. Okay, so then I'll go through and listen to see if I like it. Okay, I like that snare. It's a good kick. Or if I want to do a country beat. You know, maybe you like that one. Here's a dance kit. Okay, so let's go through. I'm going to use this dance kit, and we're going to go to the next step. All right, so now I'm going to go to record setup, and y'all bear with me here. So it's on name, empty. So
Wish you could see that.
I would, yeah, our screen. So bear with me on that. Now we're going to go through with our page buttons. We're going to go through, and we're going to be able to get to all of the accessibility within creating the drum patch. Now this velocity, I want it on loud. So if you scroll, it'll go to medium, soft. Now this is how you create dynamic within your drum patterns, but for your main stuff, you want it to be on loud so it'll cut through. All right, so let's go to our next page. This is our click volume. It's at 99. If you see, it can scroll, and I want it at 99 so I can hear that click. So when you're recording your pattern, it will have a click, keeping a metronome. So your tempo, that's going to be our click right there, and I want my click volume to be up so I can hear it well while I'm trying to record the beat. All right, and when we go to our next page, let's see. Okay, so quantize. This one is really important. Our quantize select. So look at quantize here. It says off. Now, keep close on this. I'm going to scroll, okay, and I'm going to scroll all the way back. Now, just a little bit of music knowledge on what these are. If you go to, I typically set this is straight. This is a triplet feel. That little 3 adds a little triplet feel, and this is adding just how many bars in between your pattern that it allows you to add. So if I did that, that's a quick triplet feel. So you can also select, it's not selected on here, but you can select swing within your pages if you want a swing beat, but you actually don't have to select swing if you just have that triplet feel selected. So I'm going to go back to where I just have 2 bars, okay? And that'll be fine for what I need here. Now I'm just going to make this, let's say, a good dance beat that would be also good for an 80s. So I'm going to go up on my page, back to name, and I'm just going to use my scroller, and I'm going to go to my numbers.
How do you get to the next one? How do you get to the next
You
letter?
use your page buttons.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to our numbers again, and let's go to 80s. All right.
How do you get nothing?
If you get nothing, you scroll all the way until you see an exclamation mark, and it's right there. And I'm going to put 80s dance. So let's do our capital letters. There we go.
You get the idea?
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to create this one for when we do Pour Some Sugar. Okay. So I'm going to go back out of record setup. So I'm on 80s dance. I'm on A. If we look at our drum set, we're still on dance 03. Okay. So now I've got my kick, my snare. You've got hi-hats. So you've got 3 hi-hats. This is your dynamic of hi-hats. This is a closed hi-hat. This is a slightly open. And this is completely open. And what's really cool is if you do a consecutive open hi-hat with a closed hi-hat, it actually sounds like someone actually hitting it open and then closing it with their foot. So it's very cool how you can do dynamically with the hi-hats, and using your loud, medium, and soft settings, you can really get dynamic with your drum fills. So let's move into how to create it. So let's start with our record button here and our play button. Now when we press record, that's going to start the click, and you'll hear the click. When you press play, it's going to start recording whatever you do here. Now we don't have anything on this beat on A or B, so we're going to start on A, and we're going to press record. Okay, so you can hear our click starting, and we're at tempo 82, and this is a 16 beat pattern. So you can hear when it starts on that pattern. So now let's go record, play. Now when you do that, it's not going to start recording until it starts the pattern over. So right there. See, it says beats. It shows you your beats now. Now it's recording, and it's going to show all 16 beats. So when it starts over, I'm going to start right here on the kick and our snare. So we can start recording. If you mess up, you can just press erase and hold down what you just did. Let's start recording, and we're going to record our kick, snare, and we're just going to do hi-hat on this one. So we're going to wait until the pattern starts over, and we're going to do our snare first. Alright, 3, 2. Alright, so with this quantize, it doesn't matter if you're just a little bit off, because it will quantize it to the setting that you have it at.
It means it'll pop it into the right.
Yeah, it will pop it into the correct beat with the metronome, so it won't be off on timing. Alright, so now we're going to add a hi-hat. I'm going to do the slightly open hi-hat, okay? I'm kind of doing it a little bit off so you can see that it puts it in the correct timing, even though I was a little bit off. Alright, now we're going to go for the kick here. Let's see. Alright, so now we've got our beat built for A. Alright, awesome. We're going to go to save. Okay, we're going to hold down save, and it says save to pattern 72, and we're going to hit enter with our record pattern. And you see it says save done. So now it's saved. So even if you turn your machine off, it will be saved there. Okay? Now I want to say, you probably saw me hitting the crap out of these buttons. These buttons are dynamic sensitive. So if you're just pushing it like this, it's not going to sound the same. See how that snare sounds different? So it sounds different with how hard you hit it. But I want it to sound really nice and punchy, so I'm hitting it pretty hard. Okay, so now I'm going to explain how to do a fill into our B pattern before we make our B pattern. Now, the sucky thing is you've got to create the entire beat over because it doesn't copy. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our beat right here, and I'm going to do it a little bit quicker this time. And then we'll have to do when our fill comes in. So this is a 16 beat pattern, so we're going to create it at the end of the pattern. Okay, so we already have our A fill going. We're seeing our beats right here, so we're going to go ahead and make our beat right here. Started over there, so now I'm going to add. Little fill. Oh yeah, not too much. You don't want to be too much with your fills. So when it comes back around, I'm going to go ahead and add my hi-hats back in, okay? Now when I come to it, I'm going to just do an open hi-hat right here. And now we're going to put a crash at the end. So we want to crash into the B fill. That way it gives a little bit more dynamic to what we're doing right here, okay? Alright, so now we've built our fill. Now let's see how it works. We're going to save it. Enter, done. Alright, so let's go back to A. You see we're on A. We're going to press play. Okay, we're going to go ahead and set up fill. Now it doesn't have a B, so I'm going to go back into A. So watch this. Now we filled right back into A. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to change it over to our B. If I press play, there's nothing going on B because we haven't built anything yet. So let's go ahead and get our chorus. So for Pour Some Sugar, the chorus is a little bit different, so we're going to create that. All right, so our beats are already rolling for our beat pattern. So we're going to go ahead and create the chorus as well as the fill. So here we go. All right, so we have our chorus pattern. Now what we're going to do is create our fill pattern. And here we go.
Save.
Yes, so we're going to press save, enter. Actually, we're going to stop it first and then press save, enter.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to go to fill B. Now, like I said before, we've got to go ahead and create that whole beat again. And that way we can get into the fill at the end. We're going to put the fill at the end. And here we go. So we see our beat rolling. Now, if I was using two hands, I could actually do all of this beat at once. So here we go. We'll do it again. Now at the end, all right, let's see how that works. Sometimes when you're too off on the metronome, see, I was a little bit off, so what I'm going to do is show you guys how to erase it at the very end, okay? So right here, I'm going to go ahead and hold down this. All right, so now we can get back to where we're doing.
Erase down,
You held
and
erase.
only the ones you wanted to erase.
Correct, on that specific one.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's see how that works. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure our hi-hat is in the right spots too. All right, so that worked out. Now what we're going to do is just add that crash at the end. And now on Pour Some Sugar, it actually crashes on some other spaces too. Watch this. All right, so we've created our beat fill. Now we're going to stop. We're going to press save, enter. Now our whole thing is created for our A fill, and our B and our B fill. As you can see, we built that whole beat. We've saved it. The last thing I want to say is when you're erasing, you do have to hold down the entirety of what each beat that you did. Okay, so make sure you know that. There are a lot of ins and outs to this drum machine, and there's more that I could show you, but that will get you started. I hope you guys have enjoyed this drum tutorial with Susan and me. So let us know if you have any more questions in the comments, and thanks for watching.